lions and lemurs, they could be living in your neighborhood.
The I-Team's Casey Geraldo discovered a gap in state law allows people to own exotic animals. And in some cases, those animals attack.
Your neighbor could have the same federal license to keep animals as the Milwaukee County Zoo. It's because Wisconsin is one of 6 states that allows exotic animals. With what we discovered is very little oversight, even when those animals attack.
Don't drink that.
Diane Wilke thought she was taking a cute animal video.
Don't drink. Don't drink that.
Instead, she captured the moment her life changed.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
At this point, Wilke dropped her phone, but you can still hear what was going on.
God bit me!
What? Who bit you? Who bit you?
This lemur?
He ripped my leg open in 2 places. He bit me. And when I reached down to brush him off my leg, he got me in the hand.
She says she suffers permanent nerve damage and now lives with post-traumatic stress disorder.
I was in disbelief that it could do that, do such damage in the blink of an eye.
Wilke was hired by Rita Mondis and her husband to paint a mural in their Shawano home, a home Mondis says the lemur named Ringo lives in like a child, eating and sleeping with the family. After the attack, Mondis was ordered by the county health department to quarantine Ringo for 30 days.
And you would consider him a very dangerous animal?
Extremely.
And that's why I called and checked first to make sure this lemur was not out.
The Mondis' neighbor, Peggy Otto, knew the lemur's history, which is why she says she called before bringing over vegetables. She says she was told she could safely leave the food on the porch.
So I went over there, got out of my car, walked to the porch. I turned around, this lemur came running at me.
She says Ringo bit her hand, requiring stitches at the hospital. The consequence for a second attack? Another 30-day quarantine for Ringo, which aligns with state law on animal bites.
Did you think there should have been more that they could have done?
I did.
Both women had to get expensive, painful shots to protect against rabies, a disease lemurs can't be vaccinated against.
They don't feel very good, I'll tell you that.
Rita Mondis' attorney advised her not to do an interview with us, but she did leave us a voicemail.
That I'm heartily sorry that anything like this could have even happened. Ringo is not a bad animal.
The I-Team reached out to agencies across the state to figure out who makes rules for exotic animals. The Department of Natural Resources has rules for confining animals native to Wisconsin. The Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection issues permits for people importing exotic species. In fact, their website says the department, quote, does not determine if it is legal to own a particular exotic animal species. The state's Consumer Protection Agency tells the I-Team it's up to municipalities to make rules for exotic animals. Shawano County does not have an ordinance governing exotic animals.
If there's rules and regulations on exotic animals, I mean, you can't bring in a tiger, Wisconsin you can. It's just wrong.
The attorney who represented Wilke and Otto in lawsuits against Mondis provided the I-Team with almost 15 years of police reports involving animals on the Mondis property, including a bird attack, a fox that bit a teen, and a complaint about Ringo chasing someone across the street.
I think there should be something done with exotic animals and people owning them, that there is accountability, that there is some responsibility that they have to take on their part if they want to own these animals.
Senator Chris Larson agrees.
And we are one of the most lax, turns out one of the most lax in the country on this.
He co-sponsored a bill in 2016 in response to the Milwaukee lion that some thought was an escaped pet.
Police have received multiple reports of what the callers believe to be a lion.
The bill would have required exotic animal owners to notify police and the DNR.
So local law enforcement came to the state and said we don't have the capacity to be able to do this.
The bill ultimately failed.
This is something that comes up whenever one of these rare instances happens, where people are like, oh my gosh, what's up with Wisconsin's laws?
It's a question Wilke and Otto want answered before it's too late.
A bite from this animal to the neck of a child would be fatal, I'm sure.
In the city of Milwaukee, exotic animals are not allowed without approval from the Department of Neighborhood Services. For the I-Team, I'm Casey Geraldo.
Casey, thank you. Right now on TMJ4.com, Peggy Otto walks us through her healing process. She shares what she had to endure in an extended interview at TMJ4.com. Just click on this story.